Hey y'all, it is Kat from Kat Southern Charms, back with a new video. This one's gonna be a little different because we're gonna upcycle a piece. What does that mean, upcycle? Well, essentially it's just recycling or reusing or pouring over a canvas that you've already done. So, I told y'all, remember we did the wrap for Valentine's with the adorable little gnomes, and we added the moonstones to give it that little pop of fire. Anyway, when I did this, I told y'all that I really wanted to use that Highland cow, this little beauty right here, because she's so adorable and it reminds me of spring. A lot of people are ready for spring. Comment below, are you sick of winter and ready for spring to come on? I like my cold weather, so I can wait a little bit. But people, on the other hand, are ready to go. So let's talk about what we're going to do. The first thing when you want to recycle a piece is you need to sand it down. So that gives the new resin something to grip to. Because if not, it would be super smooth, just fall off, easily pop off if you tried. So you want to sand your piece down. Make sure that you wipe it down with isopropyl alcohol to remove any dust particles, anything like that. You don't want that mixed in your resin either. So if you saw the little short that I did about doing this piece, I said we were going to use this taupe color by Resin. But y'all, this has been sitting so long. An artist friend of mine sent it to me. It is completely dried. It's horrible. We can't use it. As much as I want to try it, I really don't want to try it on this piece. So I'll see what I can do to bring this back to life if it's even possible. In the meantime, you know, we run into a problem. We just have to pivot, right? Come up with a new solution. So I'm using my chestnut, and I barely put any in here. You see how clear it is on the stick? I want that because I don't want a dark, dark brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make or recreate this taupe color. And I'm going to add some white in here to lighten it up. So we'll add some white pigment paste. And I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, because if you see this, there's a little, oh, don't tell me this is not one that's open. All right, I thought all these were open, but apparently not. So I guess we're not going to do yellow right now. We'll just leave it be. Maybe that's the resin god saying don't add yellow. Look, we're making like a milk chocolate. That's what we're doing with this. And you know what? Maybe the resin gods were right. So that's good. Yellow was not used because that's what I'm going for. So you saw what I did there. I just add some, and I want to make sure all this is stirred in good. I had a transparent brown with my chestnut. I barely dipped my stick in there, stirred it in here for like 3 or 4, like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I pulled my stick out and I wiped off the rest of the brown because I didn't want it super dark. And this, you can see, gives me the contrast against my white that I'm looking for. So you can mess around. If you don't like your color, you can always add to it or make it less vibrant. Like with my pinks on here, this is what I've decided I'm going to use for this piece. I'm going to use some copper. I'm going to use watermelon red by Resin. I have a little bit of gold for some accenting. I have rose quartz from Mayspring. They're shiny malachite, which y'all, I love. This is a beautiful color. And they're peach gold. Y'all, look how much that goes with that wrap. Isn't that pretty? And then you add some of this and your copper for your cow. So that's how I choose my colors. I lay them on the wrap and kind of hold it all together and say, does that really go together? Does it complement each other? Yeah, I think so. So that's how I picked out my colors. We're going to set all this to the side because that will be in phase 2. This part, we're just going to cover up. We'll set that over here to the side. We're just going to cover this board, okay? And then the next part, after this cures, we'll come in and we'll add our pops of color. And as you can see, I am going to do this diagonally. I think on the wall, it's going to look much better as like a diamond shape on the wall than it would just square. So you can easily change the dynamic and elevate your piece simply by turning your canvas. It's really, you know, simple things like that that really add an extra little pop to your art. So let's put our wrap over here out of the way. We have our taupe, which I am super, super pleased with. Y'all, I love that. All right, let's get these off there. And of course, I use my eye candy Santori white, which is always my base. I love their pigments. All right, let's get everything out of the way. And what we're just gonna pour these, y'all. Just gonna pour it around. Not really, you know, any rhyme or reason. I just want to make sure this is covered, right? So we're just gonna make sure that we have this. And if colors peek through, it's no big deal, because the colors we have on our canvas, what are they? They're spring colors too, right? So it'll be fine. And same thing here. We're just gonna pour this around, make sure that we cover our canvas, because that's the main thing, is to get pigment down, or resin down, to like semi-cover it. Like I said, no biggie if it's not completely covered, right? All right, I'm gonna set this to the side. And I thought that I had my squeegee here. Maybe not. I have one here. I'm checking my box, y'all, because, you know, these companies are great at sending us tools. And I don't see it. That's all right. That's fine and dandy. We'll just use a, oops, let me get this out of here. And y'all, I did check to make sure this was level before I started pouring. So all is good there. And we're just gonna, I gotta be careful here because I don't want this dripping on my floor. So we're just gonna do like this and cover the board and just let it naturally create a design if it wants to, as a backdrop, right? Because this is our backdrop to the colors. So that's all we're gonna do. Look how much different, y'all. Isn't that beautiful? I love how resin just flows and does its own little thing. Okay. I'm not too worried about the sides. I'll scoop up some resin and smooth out the sides so resin from the top can easily flow over. Easy transition that way, but no biggie, because I can always fix that, and we will be fixing it. So just gonna add around the corners and the sides. Do this around here. Okay, so y'all, this is phase one, or part one, of how we're going to do this for our little Highland cow. Are y'all excited for this? Have you been looking for this one to come out since I did the Valentine's one? Y'all, I love it. This Highland cow, she's so adorable. Super cute. Look at that, y'all. Isn't that gonna be pretty? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm gonna leave this alone, and I'm gonna put, actually I'll put my level under here. Oop. If it hadn't fallen on the floor. Ah, here we go. I'll put my, there. And I'm gonna, well, I'll do that afterwards. I'm gonna push everything that way some, so it's not close to the edge of my table. I should have thought about that before I started, but you know, I was excited to get this to you. And remember, we're not using a silicone mold, so I can use fire on this to pop bubbles. And it's also gonna activate that additive that we have in the Santori white that creates that lacing, another added element of beauty. But what did I say? When you heat up resin, who remembers what happens? It thins out and it runs off your canvas. So not too much heat, because you don't want to lose this layer. All right, so I'm just gonna set that out of the way. We're gonna let this cure, and when we come back, we're gonna mix up our colors and create a beautiful background for this lovely lady to live in. Y'all, I'm loving it. It's gonna be gorgeous. Leave me a comment. Are you excited for this? I'm excited. Anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll add our colors. Make sure you hit the like button so other people can find this video who have been wondering, is there a way for me to recycle my resin pieces? Because we're going to walk you step by step and show you, yes, you can upcycle, recycle, reuse, whatever verbiage you want to use for it. All right, y'all, I'll see you in a few. Hey, y'all, we're back. Move these out of the way. You can see that our main color, move this too. We have done our background color. You see the beautiful cells we have there. Let me set those back down. And you can see how complementary this taupe and white is to this. And now we're gonna add our color to this. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. Put it over here so it doesn't get messed up. Get some more of my handy dandy wipes. I have separated my resin into 8 different cups because I'm going to use 7 or 8 colors. I don't remember. But what I'm going to do, I have this tiny bit in the cup that I originally mixed that I'm going to put some gold in. Because y'all know, gold really takes over a piece if you're not careful. So I'm going to add a little more than that. There we go. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of gold. When I use a color, I'm going to set it to my right side, so I know I've already got that color handled. So then we're going to go with our peach gold. And what I'm going to do, y'all be careful when you open these, they come flying out. So we're going to add some peach gold. And I laid these colors against that wrap so I can really get a good feel for how complementary these colors are going to be when I lay them out here. I'll do white last. We have this beautiful, what is it called? Aquatica, and it's by Dianca Pours. If you have never seen her videos, she is the queen of geodes, y'all. Her geodes are wow. And she designed and created her own mica powders that are very pigmented. They blend very well with resin. So you don't have as much issue. Look how pretty that is, y'all. That's going to be a good spring-like color for our wrap. So you don't have a lot of issues with lumps. Remember we talked about, like, if you make pancakes and you don't stir your batter completely, that you have the little lumps there, and as it heats, they pop and leave powder everywhere. You have to watch that with your mica too, because that can happen. So here is our rose quartz by Mayspring. I'm using a bunch of different brand colors today. Don't you go in there. I have more hiding over here. And I'm sorry y'all hear my machine. That is my oxygen machine. Kind of important that I have that plugged in. I'm also going to do some pink from Less Resin. And remember y'all, when we talk about pouring on a canvas, that it really is the most time consuming is mixing your colors. So there's the Less Resin pink. Back to the side, we have their watermelon red. That's going to be beautiful with this. And you'll see that I am not gonna like just pour everything everywhere. I'm just gonna do lines because I really want that subtle complement. Y'all, this is such a beautiful color. It really does look like watermelon, doesn't it? Watermelon is my favorite. Have y'all eaten watermelon with salt on it? That's one of those things I found. You either really love it or you're really against it. I like it both ways. My daddy used to put salt on his all the time. Y'all look at that. Look at those. Beautiful. Okay, so I have this cinnamon, and I don't remember where this came from, y'all. I really don't remember who sent this. But it's a gorgeous color. I don't use a lot. I really should use it more often. Okay, put that over here out of the way. Here's the cinnamon. It's kind of like a light brown, coppery taupe color. Mix these good. Look at that, y'all. Isn't that pretty? That's a gorgeous color. Just throw these up. This is that rose quartz, and I really love this color. It's like a dusty mauve. That's what it reminds me of. Look at that. Gorgeous. And look, it's going to go so well with these other colors. This bright pink, it's like bubblegum. It really does look like bubblegum. And this is the Let's Resin Pink. So if you've ever ordered a kit from them, a starter kit, you get these little packets of mica. That's where this came from. But y'all look at that. Gorgeous. You see how all these colors are complementary to each other? And this wrap that we're going for, you see how that's really going to blend well together? So, color choice can be a little finicky sometimes. Sometimes that's hard for people to do. And the best that I can tell you is, this is that peach. The peach. Some of these are similar. This has an orange tint to it to bring that out of that wrap. Alright. So I really need to get these mixed so I can start getting these poured. All this mica incorporated in here, because I don't have a lot of resin, because y'all know when you put gold down it really pops. So I want to make sure this is all incorporated. I don't want any lumps. Okay, now let's do our white. And I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 the gold. I don't know why I have an extra cup, but that's alright. And remember, I always use this white paste, y'all. This is eye candy Santori, and I love it. Love, love, love. And remember, I told you, if you're using paste, make sure that you stir it every time, because sometimes these pastes like to separate. And you see how little I have on this. I'm just going to dip it in there, and I want to put it in, and you'll see how fast this goes. And it's going to be opaque. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. Good idea. So what I'm going to do to add a little more depth to this is I have an opaque white, and I'm going to have like a 2% milk white, and you'll understand when you see what happens. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drizzle some white in here, and that's it. Now, well, let me close this up. I don't want this spilling out everywhere. Let me get another stir. Here we go. Now, watch. Just that little bit of drizzle is opaque. I mean, it's transparent. That transparent is going to bring layers, depth to this piece. So, what do we do now? We need to start getting some color down on the board. And this is what I'm going to do. I really don't want to pour resin. And I know that my wrap is going to go there, so, and this is all good because it's going to all meld together. So, there's green. We'll add some peach. Like that. Move this over here so I know I've used it. Let's add white. Like I said, I don't want, now, well, I want to add my other colors first. So let's add, I think this is the cinnamon. Just going to add that. Watermelon. So you just see what I'm doing. I am just dropping color on here, like so. Alright, let's do our beautiful bubble gum. I want all these complementary colors in here. So when we lay this down, gonna look great together and pull those colors out of the wrap. Now, I think I'm gonna wait on my gold. I want to do that last. Let's put some of this translucent white along these. All right. Now, I am going to let these, you can't see this part here. Let me turn it so you can see. See how it's running down? That's what I want. I want these colors to run and do its thing. And I'm going to heat it up because that's going to thin it and make it run a little faster. Ooh, come here. Alright, so put our board back down. Let's go back with some more of our colors. I really want to leave this somewhat open. So let's do white. And I want to show you, when you pour your white, if you go behind it with this transparent, it's gonna give it an added layer of texture. Where's my, shoot, come on. Heat gun won't reach over here. We're going to just pour some of this down so I can get more movement this way. Just want to put more resin on there so we can get more movement, which is what I'm really looking for. Alright, set that up there. I'm going to leave that. I want my brighter colors, like this watermelon. Really want that big spring vibe to this. Oop. Sorry if my hand is in the way. Alright. Almost dropped that. That would not be good. Let's do this peach orange. Watermelon. gonna do some white, and we have to be careful, y'all. White really likes to take over. Alright, now let's go in with our translucent, and you're gonna start seeing this really add that extra dimension. And I'll take some pictures and show you more of what I'm talking about with this translucent effect. Now we can use some of our gold, and I'm just gonna draw it through because like this big amount is going to take over. So I just want to do that. I want to do that and just a little through there. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to gently start melding them together like so. And you know, mica's gonna move and do its own thing. That's the fun part of mica, right? So I'm just going to, I'm not mixing it, y'all. I just want to add that little wisp of fun. And I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna let it do its thing. It's gonna move. And I can tilt it, let it run, tilt it this way. I'm just gonna stretch out that design. Do you see those designs? Do you see how that is stretched out? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so just gonna smooth some of these areas that might not, like here, let's kind of open. All good. I think they all have resin. Okay, so I see a little bit here. Just pour some more orange down there. A little bit of green through there. Maybe we'll add some pink, like so. That gold, and it's going to spread. All right, where's my white? Part open. Okay, so that's it, y'all. Isn't that cute? What does that look like to you? Kind of looks like candy to me. I am loving how this is turning out. I think I do want to add a little more resin here, just like so. Okay, this is the hardest part, y'all. No one will stop. You just got to stop. Say no more. Enough. Because you can keep adding and keep adding and keep adding, and that's where we get in trouble and muddy our colors. So I am leaving this alone. I think that is going to be beautiful with this sassy little cow. So we have to let this sit up. And our next step is going to be putting our wrap on the canvas. And I have a pro tip for you to make that easier than it was when we did. Y'all remember this beauty? Remember we struggled with this a little bit because it was our first time, never done it before? So I have a pro tip that will make putting that on your canvas or any other ring tray, whatever you want to put it to, much easier. But y'all, we're done with this step. We're ready for the next one. I'll see you in a few. Hey y'all, we're back. We are back to our next step. It's not the last step, because the last step we'll do a top coat over all of this to lock in our wrap. But here, I'll turn it this way. This is what we have for our little girl to sit on. I really like, I was on the fence about this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not. I do like it. And I do like it with her here. So our step today is going to be applying this wrap with another pro tip, secret, to help you do this with less anxiety and more control. I'm gonna do it facing me. Sorry. Better yet, not sorry. I'll just flip the video so you can see what I'm seeing to make it easier. We'll just do it that way. Anyway, I am measuring out where I want my girl to go. Y'all know I am like super OCD when it comes to this. So I want to make sure that my center from my corner is here, my center from this corner, and this corner, and this corner, and I think that is right where I have it. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. I have my soap mixture. You know, I have 2 bottles, one for soap, which you can see setting up, and my alcohol. I'm putting my alcohol away so I don't get them mixed up. So I'm going to use my soap mixture in the area where I'm going to be placing this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start peeling the white backing off of this. That's going to expose our little cute cow. The sticker that we're trying to adhere. There we go. Finally. So I started it, and I'm going to peel the whole thing off. Usually when I did that, remember we did a little at a time, but since we have, and you can see, that's what's going to be left behind, the white, not the clear. So when I put this down on the soap, I should be able to easily, and I want to line it up. And see, this is a test, y'all. This is a test to see, well, I don't want to test it because it doesn't look like this is going to slide, and it's not sliding. So there we go. We now know that is not going to work, and we're just kind of stuck with where it's at. But to be honest, in this instance, because I don't have like the restrictions here, I'm very restricted as to where this has to sit. And you remember I told you I had to go in and cut with an X-Acto or a sharp blade where it was off. It wasn't exact. I went in and cut a little strip off because it was tilted. It wasn't straight on. So when I'm laying it like this, I do like where I peeled my backing a little at a time and then adhered it. But for a canvas like this, I like just taking it off the backing, holding it with 2 hands so it doesn't stick to itself or anywhere, and then I put my hands on my surface and lower it in place where I want it. That's gonna give me more control over where it's placed so it's not off kilter. By using 2 hands and putting my hands on the canvas before I lower it straight down, I can make little adjustments here or there before I actually put it in place. And I'm gonna wipe this soap that's on here off. And we're still gonna squeegee, y'all. We're going to squeegee. All right, and this comes with a lot of your resins when you order a gallon or a good size amount, or if you're ordering like deep pour or something like that. This is a spreader. So like on my canvas, when I pour my top coat, I'll use it just to move my resin around. So it's easier to move with this than it is, say, with a stick. Right, you remember me trying to do that with just a stick? It's much easier to move with a spreader. So if you've gotten this before and you're not sure what it's for, now you know. So I really want to squeegee all of this out, and really it's pushing that soap out. You can feel where it's pushing the soap out, and it's really making sure that these stickers are adhered to your piece. So when you pull the clear plastic off, you're not going to lose these little bits here. So when I pull this plastic, this is going to stay behind. So if you have little pieces like this, make sure you go over these really well because you want it to stick when you pull your plastic off. So let me just make sure that all this, and this is another reason that I like wood canvases instead of using a stretched canvas. A lot of people have been asking me that question too lately. Would I use a stretch canvas? And I have used a stretch canvas when I first started, and I didn't like it because, as you know, resin is heavy, right? So when you are pouring resin on a stretch canvas, it weighs it down. And there are weak spots in those canvases when they get stretched. It's not perfect. And really and honestly, if you turn over a canvas, a stretch canvas, there's no protection or anything to support the middle of that canvas. So the weight from the resin sinks, and then it pools and puddles in areas on your stretch canvas. So to not worry or deal with any of that, I just started using wood canvases. Why not? Plus, when you put it on a wall as wall art, the wood is going to evenly distribute that weight much better than a stretched canvas. So that's another reason. It really matters, especially if you're going to hang it on a wall. All right, so let's get this clear layer started, and we can start pulling it up. If I can, there we go, it's coming. And this stuff, y'all, requires some patience. Once you get started, you're good. Getting started is a whole nother monster in itself, right? And my nail is broken, so it doesn't want to. If y'all have long nails, have you ever had that? Like, it's broken right here. So it is not very. All right, y'all. Ooh, I'm struggling with this today. All right, let's try the other side. I gotta find my corner. There we go. I hit squeegee down really good. All right, here we go. There we go. Now we're starting. All right. There. And see, it's leaving everything behind. See that? And I'm going to wipe down because that soap. So don't spray soap. That was an experiment. And look, we pulled some of our little pieces off, which is fine. The main parts are down, right? And just be gentle when you're pulling these up. There you go. Look, we got our clear piece off. Put it in my handy dandy trash. I'm gonna wipe this down from there. Now, there are some sticky areas. And what I can do for that is spray just a little bit of alcohol. Take a clean paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe those areas down. And really and honestly, when I pour that clear, it's not going to matter. So there you go, guys. There is our beautiful cow. And I said I was going to keep the camera turned this way so you can see our beautiful little cow. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? So cute. And now the only thing we have left to do with this is top coat it to protect this wrap. And then we're done. And it can go on someone's wall. And I'm trying, you can't quite see it. And I don't think you can see. Well, let me turn over here. You can see in the sun how pretty, see how this is here. In the sun, and all it's going to pick up in the light. So there we have it, y'all. another part done on our beautiful little cow. And I will mix up some resin. I will pour a final top coat. And when that is done, I'll take pictures and add to the end of the video. But this is it, y'all. Y'all know how to top coat. And we'll just peel our tape off the back. And you notice that, yes, one side does not have tape, which is fine. I'll just take my sander and knock it down real quick. No big deal. But that's all. That is how you can dress up a regular canvas. I turned it diamond shape, so it's not a standard, you know, square little piece, blah, blah, blah. I wanted it something different and unique that adds a little more character to it. So this is another way that we can use these beautiful UV wraps to bring decor and an extra pop to our customers, for our customers. What do you think? Do you like this? Is this something you're going to try? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. And I'm just going to end this here because y'all know how to top coat. I don't need to show you that. I've shown you that lots and lots of times. What I will do is I will link up here how we did this, the video for this gnome. The first time we tried this, y'all, I was so scared because I had never done it before. I didn't know that we had 2 layers to this, the backing and the top layer. I didn't know how it all worked. So we did it for the first time together through this one. And now we've moved on to more fun designs. I love these. I'm going to get some more because they're super fun, super versatile, can be added to a bunch of things. We can even cut it up if we want to use it on a smaller coaster, whatever. It's all up to us and our imagination. Anyway, make sure you do all the YouTube things. Give this a thumbs up so other artists can find this video and this easy how-to to walk them through step by step. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. It helps other artists. It helps our videos reach them. But subscribe because we have some really fun stuff coming up. And another thing I'm scared I've never done before, we're going to do together on video, making our own molds. That's coming very soon. So you don't want to miss that. Ding the bell. Because it might be comical. It's scary for me. But we all have to face our fears, right? I just faced mine with you. Until next time, y'all. Happy arting. Ta-ta for now.